Are we on the air?
You're now in the mix with the Corner Radio, hosted by Kill, banging nothing but classic hip-hop, soul, and R&B.
What's good? You tuned to Corner Radio, hosted by your man Kill. Man, I got a packed house up here tonight, man. I'm excited. Good conversation about to pop off. I got my man Jace with us tonight. What's poppin', baby?
Ain't nothing, fam. Everything good?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Everything is everything. I got my brother Ev from the Writers Bench. What's good, fam?
Good, baby. How you?
Oh, man, everything is great. Everything is great. Two of my peoples from one of the dopest hip-hop podcasts out here, the Light Podcast. I got my people, Scott and John. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, that's good, man. Always glad to be here, man. Always. And then I got my man DJ Wreck with us, sitting in with us for the first time tonight. He already part of the crew already. He's been chopping it up behind the scenes. So it's like, yeah, it ain't even his first time. What's going on, Wreck?
Hey, man, I'm blessed to be here. I could be in Afghanistan trying to do this. So I'm blessed to be in the States doing this, man. I'm in the military, so I'm happy to be here, man. I look forward to building a relationship with each and every one of you guys, man. Seriously.
Same.
It is, bro. I'm sorry, my man.
Hey,
Nick.
Kill.
What happened?
Kill. You did it again,
What's up,
man. You skipped me again, wouldn't let me speak. That's what you did it. Hey, I'm starting to take it real personal now. I'm starting to take it. Raheem, listen, man. You said I got my boys Scott and John L from the Light Podcast. Scott spoke,
and then I thought you was gonna say something. Then we didn't say that. My bad. That's my bad.
You know I just like messing with you, man. You know, Kill. You know I just like messing with you, man. You know I love being up on your show, man. So this is maybe why you don't introduce me, because I do this every time. You like this?
It's all good. It's all good. You know, it ain't nothing but love, man. But yo, I'm sorry because my man Nick couldn't be here, because this convo really started with him. One day on Twitter, I'm always doing this, hashtag song of the day to see what people are banging, and he had posted Teflon's joint. Do you want the rawness? And I was like, yo, man, this took me back. Like, yo, I thought Tef was gonna be that dude. He was down with MOP, Primo, DR period. And then when his joint came out, I was like, damn, I was a little disappointed. So I was thinking of just MCs who we thought was going to blow, but for whatever reason, maybe had an album, but never got to where we thought we was going to be. So, I had to bring my hip hop heads together, to give up a good conversation about MCs that we thought was going to blow, but never really popped off. Wreck, you the guest for this week, your first time sitting in. Who's one of the MCs who you thought was going to blow, but just didn't do?
Man, I typed up about essays worth of guys. The first one I put out that you guys are maybe surprised, this is just from my opinion, I put Special Ed, man. I thought Special Ed was going to have an extremely long career. He started very young, but fizzled out after the first two albums. That third album, Revelations, dropped Serious Wood. That was around the time when I really started getting into DJing really hard. I know, Kill, you got some history from Philly. Remember Jay Ski?
Hell yeah, no doubt.
Jay Ski is my mentor. We grew up in the same city in Jersey. So, Ski would pass me records and be like, hey, man, you want to check this out? So that one record that came out, I think it had a remix with like Pete Rock or Primo did it. And after that was it. We didn't hear anything unless it was Crooklyn Dodgers related. And I think he had another album in like 2004. And then that was it. It was almost as if like Juice was like his Madden curse. It just didn't fit. It just didn't quite turn out the way it should have. Even with the change in hip hop, he still had the appeal to do so. You gotta think about it, right? Before I moved to Jersey, I lived in Queens, right across the bridge from Flatbush. Every car was banging something from Special Ed. Didn't matter what it was. Every chick wanted to be with the dude. If you remember, the cat was on the Cosby Show. He was on the Cosby Show, right? Then he's on Juice. So you would think that he would have enough buzz to sustain it, and he just didn't. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was Profile. I don't know if it was one of the other subsidiary labels. it just didn't sustain it, and it was sad because that was one of the cats who I really thought was gonna be, you know, in that conversation of top 10 when we talk about great ones, and he's very often not put in that conversation, I think, for those reasons.
Yo, the funny thing about Ed is I almost just sitting here listening to you talk about Ed, I'm wondering if he got caught in those, I always call them these little pieces of hip hop where, you know, things change and some people can't keep up with it. You know, kind of like there was a time when Run DMC and Houdini was the illest.
Oh, yeah.
Hooked up, and it was like, nah, it's Kane and G-Rap, and Houdini and them couldn't catch up. And I'm not even talking about Special Ed flow-wise, because on Crooklyn, to me, he killed it. But I'm looking at maybe the production, like, because I know he was down with that Howie T crew.
Howie T and the Hitman, yeah.
And I don't think Howie really kind of moved, you know, to that next level of production. Because like you said, the only thing I remember from Ed is that remix, the Freaky Flow, that
doom, that was it.
So but yeah, that's a good joint, man. That's a good joint. Special Ed. That's dope, man. That's dope. Ev, who you got up on tap?
I'm trying to think who to give out first. I think my first one I'm gonna go with is Third Eye. I don't know if y'all remember Third Eye from the joint with Supercat and Biggie. I seen this cat. I heard another single. I seen him perform in Philly one time. I seen him perform, and it was shortly, I think, after that single came out, and he was nasty, just nasty. And I was waited, and nothing ever came. And I really thought he was gonna blow because I thought he was so dope. He had a dope style. He had lyrical ability. He had everything that it took. But you know, I never heard an album from him. Now I don't know if there's something that came out that maybe I never heard, but I never heard like one album. But I really thought he was gonna like actually go kind of big. And I know he was a topic of conversation for one of our writers. Yeah. I know Beezer was saying some stuff about him, but yeah, man, Third Eye, man. I was really looking for that cat to come through with some stuff, but it never came through. But what's his other name though? He had another name.
Jesse West.
Jesse West, that's right. Okay.
Jesse West. All right, Jace, who you got on tap?
God Bless the Dead, man. One verse, and I was hooked. It was Hood from A Tribe Called Quest.
Wow.
Nice.
See, I didn't think we was going there. That's why I didn't put him in there.
Man, that opening verse on the remix, I was like, I didn't know if anybody could top Buster off the original.
No.
And then Mr. C bringing him back, cutting him up on Biggie's first joint, just re-emphasizing that whole verse, man. God rest the dead, man. And the crazy part is I didn't even know he died until like 2 years after. I sat around like a young dummy, not knowing he was gone. And then I found out what happened on J Period and Q-Tips. He had a mixtape out, and he actually told the whole story, how he met him and everything, how he put him on the track, and he didn't even live to see the verse come out and make the light of day.
Don't feel bad. I didn't find out that he passed away until I was a grown adult with kids. And in my early sets, I play that. I make sure I play one Tribe or one Primo joint when I'm in the club. I still have to do that. If I don't do that, I don't feel as if my night was good. I got to educate at least that one person that's in the back doing this. You know? Yeah. I didn't know it was crazy until like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? If you listen to Busta Rhymes, he says it. They use back to the essence.
Yeah, when the song came out, I think I might have been in 8th grade, and I really wasn't paying attention to lyrics. Mm-hmm. I was paying so much, like, you know, when you first get into it and you're starting to learn how to beat juggle and double back and scratch, unfortunately, the lyrics are the last thing you catch, and I just never caught it. I was so into what I was hearing, I just never took the time to dissect it. And when I did that, you know, I just was like, oh man, how did I miss that? You know, I totally missed it. Totally missed it.
Yeah, and the funny thing about Hood, and me and Ev talk about this all the time, just with Tip, him just being almost like a hip hop A&R behind the scenes. You know, like the illest thing to me about Hood was he was not on no Q-Tip Tribe type vibe. Like this dude was straight on some old, you know, I'm like Larry Davis. Like this dude was fitting in with the native tongue, you know, lineup. You know, and for him to just meet dude and just be like, yo, I'm gonna throw you on this remix. As a matter of fact, you set it off. You know what I mean? So that, you know, Tip finding Dylan, you know, and bringing Dylan to the mix, you know, just Tip is like that magnet for talent. But yeah, Hood is a definitely good joint, B. John, my dude, who you got for us, man?
Oh, so now I'm your dude. I got you. All right. I wanna start it off real easy, man. And I'm just gonna go with Craig Mack.
Okay.
You know, Puff did Mack dirty, man. Puff did Mack real dirty because that flavor in your ear, I mean, you figure album, all right. He had everybody on that joint. You figure Mack had more features on his album than Biggie did. So if you think about really who launched Bad Boy, it was Mack.
Oh yeah, it was definitely Craig Mack.
Or who was it? Was it Total, right? It was Total was the female group, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even from the James Puff with the Big Mac promo, it was big. I mean, you see, you had Flavor in your ear, and Flavor in your ear.
Exactly. You know, everybody was on Mack's CD. Everybody was on there. Everybody in Bad Boy was on there, and everybody launched off of there. So when you think about how he should have been done, much better. And dude, you know, his flow was kind of like that Das Effect flow. You know what I'm saying? That real intricate rhyming flow, you know, rhyme on top of rhyme on top of rhyme. And I honestly believe, man, that if that cat would have had that proper marketing team or that proper team behind him not to shelf his work, dude would have really blown up, you know, because wasn't nobody rapping like him at the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and at that time, hip hop was taking off in such a different direction, and it was really exploding because you figure what? Hip hop was like, I mean, it was stratospheric. I mean, you figure it just finished up from the 80s. You had Nas and everybody bring in the early 90s. Bad Boy. At the same time, you had everybody popping up. Excuse me, you had everything jumping off on the West Coast. So Mack was that, like, you know, he was that second coming, if you will, in a kind of like a loose sense, but a second coming of Busta. You know what I'm saying? Because he came with that real aggressive, in your face type of rhyming. You feel me?
Yeah. And the joint he did, the Q-Tip remix to Get Down was crazy too. You know?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That joint was bonkers. So I feel you on that. Scott, who you got up next, man?
All right, so I want to say one last thing about the whole
Tribe.
The whole special ed selection in the beginning. Remember when De La, when they was really started to come out with their new album, they had the whole Kickstarter campaign. Remember that?
Yeah, you talking about this last time that just dropped?
Yeah, the last one that just dropped, right? And so I remember right after that, it was real successful. I think they got like $350,000 or something like that.
They did.
So then I don't know if you guys remember this or like even know this, but Special Ed tried the same thing. He tried to kickstart a campaign.
Okay.
And I think he must have collected about $5, man. I felt so bad.
How long ago was this, Scott?
This was right after the whole De La thing, because when De La did, they blew up with that, right. And I think they was really starting to change the game with the whole crowdsource funding. He came in, tried to do it, and he got. I think he might have got $5 or $10, man. Yeah,
he got walked back.
Yeah, I feel horrible for him, man. But
that's great. He got more money to open up the Kickstarter campaign than he actually got donated to.
Exactly, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. It was terrible. But Kill, I'm definitely hard headed with this, man. I know you wanted MCs, man, but you know I struggle with this one, man. Just like the last show we was on, man. This is definitely a great topic, man. I got like a long list of artists and groups that I thought were gonna blow. So I'm gonna kick it off with Binary Star, man. Binary Star and their album, Reality Masters of the Universe. I thought they were gonna blow. I must have rocked that album every day for about a year, man. Reality Check, I still play that, man. One Below, Salim Salah. I don't understand. I don't understand for the life of me why they didn't blow. I still don't get it, man. I mean, the beats were crazy. You know, I mean, even One Below said it. You know, even Rodney King never felt a beat like this. I thought that was so damn clever the way he. You know, so for me, that would be my first selection, man. Binary Star, that whole, you know, they got one album, man, Masters of the Universe, and that album is crazy.
I still have it.
Give me some of their stuff. I ain't never even heard of them.
You had to catch that stuff at Armand's. I caught mine at Armand's.
Yeah, check them out. They're out of Michigan, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Yeah. That's how I got put on to what's that dude? Lewis, the Lone Lewis. They on you, Lewis, whatever his name is.
Okay.
That's how I got put on to him.
All right, yeah, you gotta send me some of their stuff, Scott, because I ain't even up on them.
Yeah.
The first person I got on my joint is a shorty out of Philly, Shorty No Mas. Was down with De La Soul, you know, on the Balloon Mind State joint. All over that. She was on this joint in the woods. She killed it. I was like, yo, Shorty's dope. You know what I mean? She had the ill style. She was fly. I was like, yo, boom, what's popping? And it's like Shorty just literally disappeared. Like, I don't know what happened. I was Wikipediaing her. You can't find really nothing on Shorty. You know what I mean? But I thought she was gonna be dope, man. I thought Shorty really, you know, was gonna put something together, and it just, you know, just disappeared. So, you know, Shorty No Mas is my first joint. Rack, who you got up next, man?
All right, man. So I know my next couple of picks, I'm gonna get some funny looks, but I just expected more from a lot of people. I'm gonna go with Large Professor, man. I think Large Professor got stuck in a box and was not able either to get out of that box or was not appreciated for what he truly is and only got looked at as a producer. Large Professor to me was Kanye before Kanye even knew he was Kanye. And to this day, you know, Queens represent by the album when I drop it. I'm a Queens kid. If you looked at my picture, I got a Mets jacket on. I'm 5 years old. Like, I'm a Queens kid that moved to Jersey and became this New York Philly kid. So I got the best of both worlds. And I just expected so much more from him. You look at his influence on, you know, those 90s influential albums. He's all over it. And you would think that he would be able to take that and do something a little bit bigger, but it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a dope pick, man, because I didn't even think about Extra P, but his joint right here, the LP, I love this joint. The album that got shelved and never came out, that's a classic.
Between him and Pete Rock, there was no other producer that you could bank on to give you a hot beat and give you a 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't gonna happen. You wasn't gonna get that, like you said, from a Howie T or some other guy. It just wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. And the crazy thing with Extra P, I almost feel like dude got stuck. Like, he got stuck in the 90s and he couldn't move out the 90s. Like, you see Extra P to this day doing BB poses. It'd be like, yo, dog, I love your authenticity to hip hop, but bro, you still don't got be down there with the sheepskin. Like, he still look like he on 40 Deuce back in 1989.
I went to a beat
and then I ain't gonna hold you. Some of his solo albums, like the beats wasn't really banging like that. Like, I checked for every Large Pro solo album, and I'll never forget one of the joints. I was like, yo, this beat is crazy. I'm reading the credits, and Marco Polo did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like the hard part that I think with Extra P, at least for me, is you know, after this joint, the LP, and the sad part is the LP was perfect to come out in like 94, 95. But when it finally got released, it sounded dated. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I definitely feel you on Extra P, man. Yeah, I thought dude name should definitely be up there a little higher. Ev, who you got next, man?
I'm trying to figure out which one to go with next. I got like my man DJ Rex. I got a couple of cats that we know but just never had as successful a career as I expected them to. But I'm gonna go with my man Kass. I really thought Kass was gonna come in the game.
Yeah.
Yep. It was really off the singles, because his solo joint when it dropped, I just wasn't crazy about it. But the singles, I mean, to this day, On Earth as It Is in Heaven is still one of my, like, that verse, that song itself is just like ridiculous. So I got to give it out to Kass, because I feel like he's one of those cats that just was a dope MC, and for whatever reason, just never had the career that I thought he would have. For whatever reason, I don't know, because I mean, he came out on the right time. He had the right delivery. He had the right, he had all the pieces. But I think too, it may have something to do with, and I think during this time, I started to understand that certain MCs, they can be really dope, but putting together an album is a different thing. So I started to see like where MCs kind of like might have had that struggle where they can come with a dope track here or there, but putting together an album is a different story. And I think that's what kind of happened with Kass. He had some dope singles, but the first album that I heard didn't really grab me, and I don't even remember really hearing. I think I skimmed through the second one, but it just didn't take off the way that I thought. So yeah. But that's my shout out to Ask. I was a fan of that cat. I was really like waiting for some stuff from that dude.
Yeah, it's funny. That was one of my peoples too. Just off the, I remember the first joint I heard was this joint, his first 12-inch Won't Catch Me Running. He sampled the Sade joint, you know what I mean? But for me, being a producer, man, like to me, his beats just was never dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if dudes like the West Coast Nas and they know how to pick beats or whatever like that or whatever, and didn't have that large pro to kind of bring him around like all the dope producers to get him to fit in. And I know then for a while, I think Money went on the run or something. He was like on the run from the cops, and then I think he got arrested and was knocked for a minute. But he would always have little joints. The joint Primo did with him, Golden Child, like when he's over the right production, then it's just like, I got it. At least for me it is, but yeah, that's one of my peoples too. Jace, who you got up next?
Man, this ain't a pattern, man. It just hit me. God bless the dead, Big F.
Golly.
His first album, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, put on, had Kid Capri on it. The second joint, MVP, No Ends, No Skins. His second album with Ebonics on it, fire. I don't know if it was his team. He just didn't get the marketing and the promotion. Even the battle with him and Jay back in the day. I think he got Jay on it. I don't know how many people heard it, but Big L, man. I think that if he were around longer, I've heard stories of Dame wanting to sign him to Rockefeller during their time. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he'd have stayed around longer because Cam blew, and he'd have blew Cam out the water, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I just think he went before his time, man. Big L is my number 2.
Yeah, I feel you on that. L was definitely nice. John, who you got up next?
I got we all been at the club and so many DJs and producers on this panel. I know what I'm about to say right now. Back in your seat, like, yeah. All right, here we go. So we got Acanelli, Put It in Your Mouth. See, there it is. Because every DJ is twice in the club, at least twice. Whenever there ain't enough women on the dance floor, because for some reason I do not understand why women like that song.
Reverse psychology,
most degrading song to women, and it got a woman singing the hook. Don't get me wrong, I love the message. Right? But what I'm saying is, when I first heard that song, right, I'm with my boys, you know what I mean, and it you buy the little tapes at the swap meet, right? So that's the first time I heard it. So I go to a club, and it was in DC.
Oh, big
what? Wait, yeah, right. Wait, give me 2 seconds, because it dropped in '96. So this had to be like it was the second year I was living in Maryland. I moved to Maryland in '95. So I went to right on the back of DC Live. It was the 3-level joint.
Yeah.
But it was not the classic.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The classic. It was right downtown DC, yo. I went in that joint, and I'm on the middle floor, and this Acanelli song came on. Let me tell you. To the floor like they were giving out free Fendi bags. And they knew more of the words than I did. Because when I first heard it was like a couple months before. I'm with my boys, and we're laughing.
So Ak is your dude? So Ak is your dude?
Yeah, well, nah, I mean, that's my one-hit wonder. Yeah, because, after that, I mean, did he have anything after that?
No, he got into porn.
No, Ak joint wasn't, his first album wasn't that bad, man.
No, it wasn't. It's the bomb. Yeah, so much in the B-side. I still play that. Like, I learned how to transform it when it's the bomb.
Yeah.
Well, from where I was sitting, that was his only hit.
I feel you on that. Scott, who you got up next?
Yeah, so as a one hit.
All right, let me see. I think I'm gonna go with the obvious selection right here, and it might be a little controversial, man. But I just had my expectations were just honestly unrealistic for this particular artist, and I'm gonna go with Lauryn Hill. Being from Jersey and actually going to high school across the way from where she went, she was everything for us, especially when the Fugees reached, the stratospheric levels that they reached. I mean, in my opinion, she carried them. She carried the Fugees as far from a lyrical standpoint, So as an MC, when she went solo, my expectations of what she was to become were through the roof, man. I mean, her verse on Ready or Not was crazy. Was completely ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? And when she went solo, when she came out with Miseducation, even though that was more of an R&B joint right there, I just thought that she was going to change the game. You know, and then she just sort of just fizzled out, man. She just disappeared. And then of course she, you know, served time or whatever like that, man. But I would say that anyone that would listen, you know what I mean, that Lauryn Hill, had she reached her potential as an MC, she would change the game, man. She would change the game. It would have been completely different from a female standpoint and from a hip hop standpoint, in my opinion.
Nah, I feel you on that. The next people I got up, I got a 2-for-1 right here. I got Smooth the Hustler and his younger brother Trigger the Gambler, man. Because I thought these dudes, man, when I heard God,
that's my joint.
The way that beat come and then the way they just had their own style, like their own flow. I mean, to this day, that's like one of my favorite joints ever. And you know, Smooth had the joint Once Upon a Time in America. I mean, it was you know, and then dude fizzled out. And I think Trigger had just got signed to Def Jam, and I don't know what happened to him because he had a joint out. My Crew Don't Go For That. I think it was off of one of them soundtracks, Clumps or something like that. One of them Nitty Professor movies. But even that joint was dope, and I just thought they both had the ill voice. They had the ill flow. The crazy thing is, I don't know if y'all remember this shorty Heather Headley. She's an R&B singer. She had this joint out. He Is. And the second I heard, I was like, yo, she doing this Smooth the Hustler.
Yep.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, like his style was like, yo, she doing the Smooth the Hustler style, you know? So I don't know what happened to them dudes, man. It's like they literally had Broken Language and Trigger had that joint and they just disappeared, man. We got to do a documentary on just what happened. Like, that's the name of the documentary. Like, what happened to these people? Because I would love to hear, you know, was it industry politics? Did Kass get locked up? You know, what happened? But that's my next joint I got up. Rec, who you got up for your third joint?
Man, I'm feeling your Smooth the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler, man. That was just insane. Yeah. So my next one, you know, like my man said, being from Jersey, you expect a lot from your artists, man. You hope that them cats can stand on the square and just let you know, like, hey, look, we here and we're not going anywhere. So my next one, Rod Digga.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, a good friend of mine, as part of the Megahertz, man. I had the pleasure of meeting her when they were working with her, and in between that time when they were doing a lot of Busted stuff, and you know, they were doing a lot of the work on the Imperial and Rod Digga stuff, man. And I heard one of the joints, and I damn near fell out my chair, man. I said, yo, what is this? And he was just like, yo, this is the Rod Digga joint. And I said, hold up, the chick from the Fugees album, from the Lyricist Lounge
with Bahamadia?
Yeah. He said, yeah. I said, yo, hold up, you mean to tell me y'all are doing a full album with her? He said, yeah, it's not out, but she signed to Elektra. You remember back in the day, we didn't have Twitter, so it was all word of mouth.
Right.
Man, I called my cousin, and I told him, yo, when this album comes out, you need to buy it. No questions asked, just buy it, thank me later. So the first album comes out, and we sitting there smiling in heaven. And early 2000s hit, and we just know that something else is going to pop. And nothing happened. She had that one album with the Percolator sample, and I think she was on Jay by that time. They got cold feet, just didn't feel it, and they shelved it. And I remember when Torrenting first came out. That's one of the first albums I looked for. I still had that album to this day. It's a good album, but just, you know, dealing with the politics of labels and that type of money, man, they get so cold feet. They rely on they should be relying on people that's sitting on this panel like us, and they rely on these guys that have no idea what true talent is, and they look at it from a numbers game, and that's how you got guys and gals like Rod Digga that get cut. You know, I just don't think she ever had a chance to reach that full potential. You know, it's like you said, she was on the joint with the Fugees. That Cowboys verse, come on, man. I rock the doobie and L rocks the non-twist. Come on, man. That's what I got, man. Rod Digga.
Yeah, Rod's dope. I don't know if you heard the joint she did with Knots a couple of years ago called Classic.
I got it. If you listen to the well, you haven't heard it. The new episode 2 is gonna have a joint that she got on there with Sean P.
Okay. So yeah, she got so many dope lines, man. I was just listening to the joint, what you come around here for, the flip, grind and incline to get lyrical. Like the joint she had tight with the beat miners.
Tight.
Yeah. Yeah, what you got up next, man?
Oh, my next one, man, I hate to say it. I really do. I really hate to say this.
So this must be a local boy for you.
I was going to go back home. I was going to talk about Muhammad Did, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going with second on my list. And I hate to say it because this dude Cameo is probably one of the dopest I've heard. But the album just never really did enough. And that's my man, Keith Murray.
Yeah.
I thought Keith Murray was going to murder shit.
Everything.
Like everything.
Yes.
Again, I don't know if it came down to trying to put together a solid album project. I'm not sure what actually happened, but I remember I was actually at Morgan when that joint came out, when the Most Beautiful Thing came out, and listened to it. I was like, damn, I just wish it didn't hit as, you know, the single was stupid, but that whole album just didn't hit the way I expected it to. But still, even with that, I'm like, yo, he gonna come back. Keith gonna get him. Here come Keith. It never really hit the way I expected it to hit. And still to this day, I'm like, yo, I just feel like certain MCs just get missed. I feel like Keith had a window that he crept through a little bit, but he wasn't able to get all the way through for whatever reason. And if he would have got all the way through, it would have been a whole different hip hop history we'll be talking about right now. But yeah, that's my fourth, I guess this is Keith Murray.
Yo, you know the funny thing with Keith? I'm gonna go back to Kass, the beats, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Keith Thurman kind of at the end of his rope, you know, or whatever, but those East Thurman beats for them first two albums wasn't like them East Thurman beats for What Man What, you know, and joints like that. Because then when you take them and you put that dude on, make LL's I Shot You all Keith song, man, that's crazy.
Hey, look, play the original Who Shot You with Keith on.
Right. That's what I was just going to say that.
That's why I said.
That's why Pop was like, "Oh no, we can't. No, we can't do that."
Nah. He's gonna mess up everybody's.
Yeah, exactly.
Would have had that production. You know, imagine if LL's Who I Shot You and Big's Who Shot You was on Keith's album. We'd be talking about it different. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever he got on there, you know, whatever he got on, he spazzed on. You know, he said that LL.
No doubt.
Lovely. You know, so again, I throw it at, you know, E signed him and, you know, him being loyal to E, but. Because I'll tell you this, the Dilla remix to the Rhyme for the album Enigma is fun compared to the joint that Eric did for him. I'll never listen to the Eric version.
No, I don't play it. If you haven't heard it, I'll send you the link. Please let me know.
Oh yeah. So for me,
when you think about Keith Murray, though, don't forget he was on a lot of Redman and Method. I mean, he was on a lot of remixes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of. You know, so you heard more of him than just his LPs.
Right.
His remixes, man. A lot of people's remixes. And that's when everybody was like, you know, like DJ said, you know, and like Ev said, everybody was on the edge of their seat, like Keith Murray about to do it. Because he was right with that he was right in that Redman vein, man.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
I just got to throw this out there, man, and I'm going to leave it alone. I just got to throw this out there. He said, catch this bubonic plague through your head, back, chest, arms, and legs. Oh, my God. No, wait. My mythological crew is what?
Comical.
Yeah. He used to, man. How he used to just break it. See, I can go. Keith Murray was my dude. Keith Murray
he was like that real nigga. Like I never forget that.
Right.
And the razor blade under his tongue too. Like, you know, even his little beef with Prodigy and all that stuff. Like he was that. And it's sad to see when it was that whole Fredro battle. I don't want to, not Fredro.
That's like, I don't want to talk about that, man. That's not
yeah.
You know what I mean, I will say this. I guess it was after that on the BET site for Keith kind of ripped it, and I was glad because I didn't know what happened. But yeah, all right, Keith Murray. All right, Jace, who you got up next?
Y'all, I thank y'all for making me make more than 5 because y'all took 2 right away. I don't know if this dude missed his window because he was in prison or if he had writer's block or what, but I expected more from Cormega.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember hearing him on the Firm joint. I remember Nas bigging him up and trying to figure out who is this dude. I never heard of him. I've heard interviews of people from Queens talking about how dope he was, but then the realness came out, and I was like, this ain't it. I want a mulligan. You know what I'm saying? Mega.
Yeah, the funny thing with Mega, I never really felt Mega. Mega, I always feel like with Mega, you either love him or you don't. You know what I mean? He was like Papoose with me. I ain't never liked Papoose, but other cats will love Papoose. But I think Mega got so much love off of just Nas saying his name in one love. I think everybody was so enamored with Nas that when he was like, "What's up with Cormega?" Everybody was like, "Yo, who Cormega?" You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Mega. All right, I feel you on that. John, who you got up next?
You see, maybe I misunderstood the directions. I thought one hit wonder mean like they only had one hit record. You know what I mean? They may have put out more, but they only had one like big hit.
Nah. We was looking at MCs who you thought was gonna blow up. But
okay.
Blew up like
so. Well, then my next guy fits right in there because I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard MC Breed, "Ain't No Future in Your Frontin'," I honestly thought that he was going to do a little bit more from out the Midwest. You know, coming out the D, man, I thought he was going to do a little bit more because at that time, I don't think anybody else was coming out of Detroit. He came out in '91, so who else was repping Detroit at that time? You know what I mean? So,
yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, he passed away probably about 2-3 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
He was sick. Yeah, he was sick.
Who was coming out of Detroit back in '91? Nobody. You know what? And you know what? One of his problems, a lot of local cats suffer this same problem. They get bogged down. They can make the record, but they can't distribute it. You understand what I'm saying? So their city with their distribution because they're hustling, you know, trunk to trunk to trunk. Get the major deal, or you know, their record is overplayed in their hometown. So they don't get to support there any longer. Things that happen with MC Breed. Because I got a couple, you know, I got family in Detroit. Hey, they were rocking Ain't No Future to Your Front 18 months before it came out. Wow. I mean, so you imagine or play, and then once it pops big, now the local radio stations, they got to play it again, and now probably everybody's sick and tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? There's a couple cats out of Pittsburgh that I can name. Soda Pop Kid, him and his boy Tuffy Tuff, they had a track called Ghetto Sound Check, and the dope it was straight crushing the streets. Everybody throughout Pittsburgh had it blaring everywhere, every club. And then finally, when their record got big and played on a national level, it was we were back in the crib like, oh, that old shit. Trying to hear that now. I mean, it was 2 years. I mean, who wants to hear a 2-year-old record? I mean, you're trying to, but at the same token, overplay. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's exactly what happened to Breed.
All right.
It was just by the time he got national, it was just too late for him.
All right, MC Breed. That's what's up. Scott, who you got up next?
All right, so I'm gonna give you one that's probably the most frustrating cat for me right now going, and that's got to be Jay Electronica, man. You know, I pretty much put everything on this cat, man. Anybody that would listen, I would say, look, anytime he wants to, and this is the thing that's frustrating for me. I feel like anytime Jay wants to, he could drop an album, be the best, and be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? But he just won't. He just won't drop an album. You know, he just keeps dropping these monumental singles that hit SoundCloud, that hit Facebook, that hit whatever, and then he just fizzles away. He just disappears. You know what I mean? So I just think, you know, if and when he decides to drop an album, you know, then he'll realize his potential.
How long has he been out?
4 years. 4 years.
He's been out for 4 years.
Yo, he's the equivalent that chick that will let you smell it, let you touch it, but won't let you.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, he came out with those exhibits, man, and he just blew my mind with them. With the exhibits, you know what I mean? Yep. Especially the one with Mos Def on it. I must have listened to that 1,000 times back to back, man.
Yeah,
you know,
he's a gold unicorn, man.
The funniest thing about Jay Elect, man, and here's the craziest thing. I want to say Exhibit C came out in something like 2011 or 2012.
Yep. 2011.
You know what I'm saying? And the funniest thing about Jay, like everything I've heard after that has always, to me, in my opinion, just been I think Kass just hype it up because it's Jay Electronica. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
you didn't like that track with him and Jay-Z?
What happened? I mean, it was
you didn't like that track with him and Jay-Z?
Shiny Suit Theory?
It was like, yo, like everything stopped when Exhibit C dropped. Like it was wintertime, I think. Yo, it was. That song was just bananas. You know, it just stopped everybody in their tracks, just Blaze, Jay Elect. So, I mean, I just think everything after that, I don't know if he wants to rap because my biggest thing is like, dog, why you ain't got no album out?
The album is done.
The album's done?
The album is done. I watched the interview with Just Blaze probably about 3 months ago. He was on a panel and he was just playing random joints. And he was like, I know I'm gonna get a phone call, but I'm playing it. And it was just like, you know, just like, yo, what is this? It was crazy, but I don't know. It's almost like with the Saigon situation. Saigon sat for a year and a half before we got that album. So it's the same thing.
But don't forget, Saigon was also on Entourage, you know? And Jace, I was talking about that Jay Electronica with Jay-Z, that Nigga We Made It remix.
Oh, okay.
Hey, right. Do you remember the interview?
No, but it's probably in my history. What I'll do is, once we finish it up, I'll get everybody's info and pass it on to y'all, man. Because it's
wow. And last thing about Jay, remember the song he did with Kendrick, and everybody was talking about Kendrick's verse. Verse.
Control.
Nobody talked about Jay after Kendrick.
Too.
Yo, to be honest,
cute.
The funniest thing is after Kendrick, I've never heard anything else.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
I heard Jay Elect's verse on that.
Jay did his thing on that though, and nobody heard it. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean.
Song.
Yeah.
Should have went after Kendrick. Another dude I got, man.
Word to the wise.
We got the Brownsville connection going on. He the dude who set off this whole conversation. Teflon, man. I loved Tef's voice, man. I thought Tef had the voice. He had the flow. He had the rhymes. I knew he was going to be getting with Premier. Like, these are questions I want to ask dudes. Like, yo, why wasn't you getting Premier beats? You know what I mean? I know I hear Premier works crazy slow and everything like that. Maybe you don't want to wait for him, but I just felt like Tef was going to kill it. And I got to find this mixtape. Him and Primo had a mixtape out where he was over some Primo beats that was crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't know what happened to dude, man. It's like, you know, he'd be here and there on MOP joints, but again, he just kind of fizzled out, man. And I thought Tef was going to be real dope, man. I thought Tef was really going to kill it. But again, Brownsville was smooth and trigger. I don't know what's up with them Brownsville dudes. It's like only MOP out of Brownsville. You know, Sean P, God bless the dead. But I don't know, man. DJ Rec, who you got up next, man?
All right, so this is kind of where it's getting a little tight. I got a couple here, but I'm going to have to pick one. I'm going to go with AZ.
Jesus, so cool, man.
Damn.
I'm gonna go with AZ.
Cheating off you, Jay. He's cheating off you, Jay.
I'm sorry, Jay. I got you, man. I owe you one. I got you, brother. I got you. That Life's a Bitch, man, started the whole thing.
No doubt.
That was it. It laid the groundwork. You know, the firm. You just would figure that it's like Kill said, you know, these artists have these platforms and these relationships, so we think to do these great projects, and things happen and they just don't pan out. I mean, I liken AZ to Nas. I call it where he's got BBS. It's called Bad Beat Syndrome. It just you would think for the lyrical ability that they have, you would have top-notch producers ready to fight in a ring to give this cat heat. And you know, I get it. You know, you find the guy who doesn't have that name or you just want the heat, but it's almost as if they was like, okay, the budget's $500,000. How much we got to spend for beats? 20 grand. Cool. We pocketing 480. That's just the feeling I got. That's the feeling I get every time AZ drops a project. I just think had he done better projects with better beats, we wouldn't have him in this discussion, man.
I just got to throw this in there. AZ is one of them cats that knows how to set it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
The realism of life and actuality. Fucks with the bad person status depends on salary. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How do you, like, he just knows how to sit it off.
He made me go read some shit. He was like Apu robbing me. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about sometimes, so I had to go read some shit. I said, okay, let me go pull a book out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's my guy, AZ.
Yeah, AZ was one of mine too, and it's funny because I told my man that he was like, "Well, A kind of blue," and I was like, "Well, it depends on how you look at it." Because A has a maybe 5 or 6 album discography, but when I look at Dead President's video and I see him playing Monopoly with Big and Jay, I'm thinking, this is where you this where you at the table. You at the table with these people. You know, I'm thinking you're gonna be on that level, and it's funny you said that about picking beats. One of my philosophies is I always wonder if these really lyrical dudes who are dope don't pick dope beats to overshadow them. Because I always say if Nas could pick beats like Rick Ross and Game, we'd be talking about a whole nother. But Rick Ross and Game ain't the best MC. So I wonder if they got to be like, okay, I know I'm not the best, so I really need to get these beats. And it's not like Rick Ross and Game always are getting brand name, big name producers.
Right.
Dope beats. You know, and I've always wondered that because I never get how Nas can sit in the studio and any producer who would want to work with Nas would not be playing them that heat. And then it's like, yo, you pick this or you pick that. Like, I don't get it. So, but yeah, I definitely feel you with AZ because I thought he was going to be, I thought we'd be naming him, you know, best rapper, you know, not just Jay-Z or Nas. I mean, but, you know, his name would be in there. And to be honest with you, after Do or Die, I never really spoke like that for me to really check out, you know?
That's it. I think last thing for me that I bang off that album is Ho Happy Jackie. Other than that, I don't check for AZ.
Yeah, Ho Happy Jackie was dope. That was dope. Who you got up next, man?
This is again another one that I hate to talk about, and it's kind of weird because this cat, I feel like he had an album that was, to me, a classic, to some maybe borderline classic, but he still never had the career that I expected, and that's OC. I expected more. My bad.
No, that's a good one.
I really expected more from OC because OC dropped the same year that Nas dropped, and I feel like I don't know if it was like the time period that it came out. I don't know what it was, but OC is ridiculous. Like classic album. Time's Up is a classic album. But yeah, exactly. But you know, whatever the case may be, he had a bunch of albums, but it just wasn't. To me, they wasn't that good. But yeah, I thought he was going to be on a constant upslope.
You know the funny thing, I think OC May got caught, man, and just that because remember it's a huge changing of the guard, and that we did a show about how 97 and 98, those 2 years kind of ruined hip hop. You know, because you were going from a place where you were getting Buck Wild and Beat Miners type beats, and now all of a sudden you needed the Bad Boy, the Hitman type beats. You look at Mike Geronimo prior to 95. God, yeah, you know, Rec know what I'm talking about.
Shiny suit. He turned into shiny suit man in a week.
Is this way you got making moves with Puff? You know what I mean? So hip hop was kind of in that stage of y'all know them neighborhoods where it'd be like, yo, these 2 blocks are good, but if you walk 2 blocks that way, you in a whole nother. And that's how hip hop was in the mid 90s. That like, you know, if your album got pushed back, you in a whole nother different stratosphere over here. Yeah. And I think that's what happened with OC. And it was like, do I want to go the Puff route like Mike Geronimo did? I mean, Mike just sold out hard time. Like you listen to The Natural and then you listen to that second album outside that joint Pete Rock did for him. It's like, yo, that album was a brick, man, you know, but I think that's what happened with OC because I liked OC's second album, Jewels. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was cool. I mean, you had Primo with like 4 beats, the Beat Miners, Lord Finesse, Buck Wild. I thought it was a good album, but after that, yeah, he kind of, you know, just disappeared, man. Like he was nowhere to be found. But Jay, so you got him next, man. I know Kass been taking all of yours, so you got something to say.
Hard batting cleanup behind Evan Rec, though. I swear to be.
Jace, I got you, man. I owe you one, brother.
Next time I'm gonna have you go first, B.
Thank you. After 4-3-2-1 and second round knockout, I expected more from Canibus.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and take this off my little notepad right here.
Oh, that's one for me. I'm still down. Oh, Canibus is a disappointment. Yo, what was that joint he was on? He pulled out the notepad. I'm like, come on, man. We've been reduced.
That was a freestyle battle he just did.
Yeah.
Pulled out a notepad and still spit trash.
Yeah.
Shit right there.
Crazy. Canibus.
this is gonna be my reoccurring thing with Dope MCs beats, man. Like when Wyclef was the executive producer of the album, I was like scratching my head, like, yo, word, like you letting Clef touch this? Like, nah, you know. And then when I heard I forgot the first single he had out. He had the little Marvin Gaye sample in there, like for the chorus.
He had the Get Retarded joint, and the B-side was the B-side was the joint with the female I Die For You.
Yeah, it was just like, again, production, man. You know, production with these.
I feel like it was a little bit more than production. I feel like he didn't. Some MCs can write a good 16, but to write a whole album, I feel like he didn't have enough in it, and he had enough in the chamber to write a whole album.
And not only that, I didn't mean to cut you. What was the concept behind the album? You know?
There was no concept. It was just get the music out, because his buzz was retarded. You remember there was a bidding war for Canibus. I don't know if y'all know that. There was a little bidding war for Canibus. That's how Wyclef was getting Kass. He had paper. He had that Fuji money. Because Fuji went diamond by that time, so he had that Fuji money. He was getting Kass. He was getting Kass. He was signing people that you didn't expect him to sign. You know, and I mean, I appreciate Wyclef for his accomplishments in the game, but I think he has done his due diligence in us having this conversation.
I feel you on that. John, who you got up next, man?
All right, man. Well, give me a little rope right here, because since I messed up on the assignment, Teach, I'm coming in for extra credit right now. So I'm going to give you 2 submissions, but I'm going to talk about 1. So I hope I don't piss nobody off by throwing out 2. But Poor Righteous Teachers, I thought they were going to do much, much more than what they did. And the other one, man, tell you right now, I have this right now in my car, and that's Paris. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Wow.
When I first heard Paris, think about when he dropped. He dropped on the heels of Public Enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You figure Public Enemy had 2 LPs released at that time. Yo Bum Rush the Show and their second LP. I can't remember the name on top of my head right now. Because when the Devil Made Me Do It. Say it again.
No, I was saying the second PE was It Takes a Nation.
There we go. It Takes a Nation. So you figure that's when the S1Ws really stepped up when on that LP. So you figure Paris came out, right? And I'm just going to give you the first quotable from Scarface Groove, which is the first cut on the LP. Now remember, when it comes in, it has that, you know, that Panther roar. It has that real ominous music in the back. It says, "Hell to the man with the righteous groove. So sick that it makes you move closer to the speaker. Never weaker. Lines on time. I'm around Malika." From the very door, I'm hearing Rakim. I'm hearing PE. I'm hearing so many different people throughout his lyrics. About to blow up. I just knew he was about to go stratospheric. His teachers. But Paris, for real, I really thought he was going to do. I mean, now don't get me wrong. He's on that Immortal Technique type level, even though Immortal Technique, in my opinion, is much better. But because he's so controversial and so educational with it and Asiatic with it, but as far as a lyricist, he's dope, man. He's out the box dope.
Yeah. I remember Paris, man. I think the hard part, again, we just at that space of hip hop changing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like at a certain point. Remember, we had Intelligent Hoodlum talking about arrest the president, he the drug dealer. You fast forward 3 years, now he tragedy Gaddafi. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I kind of had to decide, okay, like, and that's why I always respected Chuck D, because he never changed his stance.
Right.
Never became something else that he wasn't. You know what I mean? It breaks my heart that hip hop goes through those phases. I look at MC Light, like one of my personal favorite MC ever. And then this chick got to make songs about Roughneck. And then next thing you know, she making songs about singing over Upside Down by Diana Ross. By Puff, you know? So it's sad that.
You have to get paid, Kill. You have to make that money, Kill. Don't judge it, Kill.
Nah, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, yo, when you're blessed to have that type of career, nobody wanted to hear 10% diss from Light in '97. So she had to get with Puff.
Yeah.
Over Upside Down. So I think
Puff and
Chuck D and all those dudes, you know, it was that time when, you know, preaching black awareness was the thing. But then when it got played out, the sad part is all those groups got played out. Because outwent Paris, outwent Public Enemy. Same thing with that whole jazz thing. You know, it was outwent Diggable Planets. It was a whole bunch of cats who just got swept to the side, and only a certain amount of people. And that's why I always love Tribe and Gangstar, because they, to me, would have
never conformed.
Jazz thing, but they were able to still create when it got played out. You know, same thing.
After Paris, X-Clan
played out real quick. That was that whole no samples. That was for one record. You listen to Illadelph, totally different record than Do You Want More? You know, so I just think a lot of cats can't sometimes keep up. But man, the Poor Righteous, you was on it with that, man. This joint right here.
But don't forget, after Paris came out in '89, X-Clan came out. So there was still that positive. I just think I think that first LP was just one of those things where he could never match. So he outdid himself. He sold too much on his, you understand what I'm saying? He put the bar up so high for himself that he couldn't reach it again. So now everything else is what? Everything else is mediocre.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scott, who you got up for your fourth one?
My fourth pick, let me see. So this next crew I'm gonna give you, I actually got put on when I was at Hampton in the mid 90s, where I like to say I got my real musical education. See what I'm saying? Like, you go down there, I'm collecting mixtapes from all the four corners of the United States, man. I got it from out west to Midwest, up north to south. I mean, I was getting put on groups that I never even knew existed. And this group here I got from one of my good friends from Chicago. The group is called All Natural. I don't know if y'all ever heard of All Natural. If you've never heard of them, I'm gonna send a link to y'all. They had an album that came out in around 98, 99 called Second Nature. And I thought that they were going to just explode. I listened to them probably my entire freshman and sophomore year from Chicago. They are no joke. Cap D and Tony Fields. Ironically, Cap D is now like the attorney or something like that for the Golden State Warriors. You know, so they kind of moved on. They kind of moved on from from hip hop.
Good move on, bro. That's a good
hip-hop. But they only had one or two albums. But I honestly believe, and again, I told anybody that would listen, I thought they were gonna be the next big thing, man. And they just never really amounted. But Cop, Second Nature, I'm telling you, that's one of the best albums that I have in my possession.
Yeah, send me the link to that joint, please.
No doubt. They got two cuts on that. The first one is Queens Get the Money, and the second one is Return of the Avengers. I mean, ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
All right.
I'll send it to y'all.
All right. No doubt. My number 4, I got the boy Afu Ra, who was down with you. After mental stamina and physical stamina, again, y'all know me being a producer, everything's gonna come back to the beats. I'm like, all right, boom, he down. I'm thinking he's in the Gangstar Foundation. I'm thinking, okay, this J. Rue's man, Primo's gonna lace him. Then the album comes out. I think it was the Body to Life Force.
Body to Life Force.
And Primo did like 4 joints on there, but I kind of felt like it was like Primo giving out his like B and C shit. Like I just don't. These were the same beats that he was playing if Nas was in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't. To me, they're not on that level. Like, they was cool beats, they was dope, but they wasn't. And any producer who want to be honest with you would tell you, they got A beats, they got B, they got beats for certain people. And I just felt like I don't know. Maybe Primo was like, yo, that's J. Rule, man. That ain't my man. You know what I mean? So. But I just felt like Afu Ra was, and a lot of cats were like, well, he wasn't that dope, but I thought he had a nice little voice. And again, when you over Primo beats, you kind of already at the top. So when you killing Primo beats, I'm like, bet, like, let's keep going. But, it's kind of hard to dumb down from that. But Afu Ra was my man. But DJ Rec, who's your number 5 to take us home, man?
All right, so my number 5 is 9. 9 been around for a minute, man. I don't know if y'all remember that 6 Million Ways to Die joint. That's him rapping from like 92, 93.
Nah, he had the ill voice, right?
Yeah, he had the voice, man. He had the voice. He had the beats. He was spitting, and he had it. I mean, his What You Want Now. I don't know if you remember the video, but he had a whole bunch of like Jeeps in it. They made a commercial out of it. I mean, he had the appeal to do much more than he did. He was on New York Undercover. He had it. He had it in his hands.
New York Undercover.
He was on New York Undercover. He had it in his hands, and somebody, while he was asleep, put butter in his hands, and he dropped everything else after that. I don't know what happened. I ain't seen him since. I ain't even heard nothing from him. And I got a pretty good couple of connects with the DITC crew. and nobody's seen this dude, heard from this dude, nothing. So that's who I'm closing it out with. Nas.
Nah, man, you took me back with that, John.
Yeah, man, 95, summer 95, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ev, who you got for us on your number 5?
My number 5, man. Somebody was gonna be super dope, didn't do it. MC Hammer, cuz.
Yo. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, yo.
Nah, actually, man, on the real. Well, no hammer drama. Yo, but my number 5 is this cat. I don't know. Again, I'm always like, I don't know what happened. Super lyrical. Super lyrical.
Yo.
Inspector Deck.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's he just never had. He never had enough. I guess never had enough. But he'd do some dope ass cameos. That's the funny thing about it. But
His album wasn't bad, man.
Yeah, and I was just about saying, Controllable Substance wasn't bad.
Good album.
It just
banger on there, man.
Yeah, he was on Loud, man. He was on Loud at the time. It's a good album.
Yeah. I think again the thing, go back to the beats. I think with Deck, he just because you waiting for them RZA beats. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't coming in that order, then it's like, all right, I need to go out and get other beats. But our ears are used to hearing you over that Wu sound because again, when he on True Master with Pete and Corrupt is crazy. You know, when he on the joint, what was the joint off not the owners, Moment of Truth.
Moment of Truth. You talking about Above the Clouds?
Yeah, that joint. Come on, like rock stars that slash guitar. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, you get Deck right, and that's why to me, dope MCs. I think it's like an F said it too. Either you're handicapped by you can't really carry a whole album, and you can only carry a 16. Or that you just don't have those beats, you know, because even as a producer, there are times when I'm like, yo, I'll hear a person's beat and I'm like, yo, they should produce a whole album. And they produce a whole album. I'm like, nah. You that needs to here and there. You don't need to produce a whole album. And I think it's like F said, as MCs, you know, I think Ludacris is an incredible MC who could give you a dope 16. I've never really enjoyed a whole Ludacris album, you know. Meth, I think, can give you an incredible 16. I don't really know if Meth can really hold you down for a whole album. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw this question out to you. This is probably for another episode. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like did we underestimate the job of the executive producer? Because I know back in the day, we was like, who needs an executive producer? You know what I mean? Just go in there and do what you got to do and do your thing. The exec is getting in the way. But now it sounds like if some cats had better executive producers, maybe we got better albums out of them.
You already know.
Yeah, you might be on to something.
Yeah, I think that's an overshadowed job, man. That job gets overlooked.
Yeah, I think when it came time to budgets, it was like, yo, I'm about to pay you $300,000 to pick beats. Like, nah, my nigga, let me pocket that $300, cop that.
I'll do it myself.
Cop the change, beats myself. Because again, here's the funny thing, like, and I'm sure most of y'all probably heard some of these demos, Nas's demos of joints that didn't make Illmatic, but like some of the beats, like you know, what I mean, I forgot what Represent, the original Represent, wasn't that crazy.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And I really think that Large Professor, I know MC Search is listed as the executive producer, but me and Ev always talk about how it was really Large Pro. It was Large Pro bringing him to, you know, out to Mount Vernon to CP and Tip and bringing him to Primo. Because again, I always give Large Professor props for this. He could have roadied that project and said, I'm keeping this dude to myself, like he did with
Good point. Good point.
About that. Would Illmatic have been Illmatic if Large Professor produced the whole album? It probably wouldn't have. And if he did, would we even be talking about Nas, you know, 20 years later? We may not be. You know, Nas may be one of the people that we
itch over there. You're making Scott very uncomfortable over there because that's his guy. Scott, you ain't noticed. Scott started moving around a lot, started scratching his eyebrows. You understand what I'm saying? Scott got very uncomfortable with you talking about Nas not being.
Don't say nothing about Nas, but
don't say nothing about Nas.
I don't know, but that is a good topic that we need to talk about. The executive producer, man, because I always say if it wasn't for RZA, Wu-Tang's first album would have probably been 8 niggas rhyming on every song. Would have been Protect Your Neck, all the way throughout. Like everybody wanted to get theirs. And I don't know, but I believe RZA was the dude who was like, nah, Ghost, you and Ray do this, and you do the chorus, and Dirty, you do this. And he was kind of like the head coach. It's almost like having a basketball team without a head coach. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what the executive producer was. And I do think that's one of the reasons why hip hop is the way it is now. Good point, bro. Jay, so you got it for your last joint?
Mr. Nod Factor out of Richmond, VA, Skills.
Wow.
Okay.
I remember when that first came out, I was like, yo, who is this dude? And then but being and I've liked all his albums, me personally. I just makes me wonder, man. I don't know if it was production or what, because he in his pocket and lyrically he keeps me in check, keeps me listening. I just wonder.
He was getting checks, man.
Yeah.
He was writing for other people. He figured it out very early and very fast that he did not have to be out on Front Street and he could still make the money he wanted to make. And not have to possibly be in a position to sell his soul. He could still do what he wants. I mean, he figured it out early.
And he comes every year and give you a summary, right?
All day. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
You know, he's like the hype man for Jazzy Jeff on tour. Like
he used
not
to,
anymore.
Not
anymore. Dane Jordan is the hype man now. Skills.
He DJing.
Is DJing.
Yep.
Y'all done deflated me right there. I hate when it be. I look up, it's like, hey, you know who's
Skills is DJing.
I'm like, when the fuck did Q-Tip become a DJ? You know, they like AK-47's DJing. Who's that? Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys a DJ now? All right, everybody's a DJ.
This is a DJ, man. You been spinning records? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. We're not gonna get to
If anybody's in the VA area, you're probably familiar with DJ B. He's a scratch mechanic, and he's down there in Norfolk doing big things. He does a lot of work with Skills. So if you're down there and you want to get something, you know, you want to get some hip hop in you, you go to DJ B and you'll find Skills.
All right. John, who you got for your last dude?
Well, my last cat, man, you know, I like to, you know, there's certain people, man, when I listen to music, it's like the first 30 seconds. And I can tell you from that first 30 seconds if it's going to be a hit or not. And from the first time I heard Black Rob, I thought he was about to blow. From the very first time I heard him, the way his CD came in, his CD came in with "Never Had a Dime," "My Life a Crime," had to be when I was 9, "Mom's Drunk Off Wine," "Running with All Kinds," "Her Mind Stayed in the Stupor." That's his first. That's his first little "Here I Am." You know what I'm saying? Before we get to Whoa, before we get to any of that, and before we even get to, you know, his voice, you know what I mean? Cats liked his voice as well. You know, he had that raspy deep voice, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody was down with that as well. So Black Rob, man, I really thought that he was going to, you know, but penile system, you know what I mean? Just like Keith Murray fell out because he had to do that bid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you figure these cats are waxing poetically about the lifestyle that they're really living. That's why a lot of these real cats get upset at these studio gangsters for talking that trash. You doing this and you out here, you know, peeking out the window of your mom's kitchen because you ain't allowed outside because you'll get stuck up for your sneakers and your underwear. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, you gonna come home ass naked. You know what I mean? I can't let you outside without me.
You know
what I mean? But now you in the studio.
I think it's a bad boy curse, man. All them rappers just end up. I mean, you got Loon in jail, Jet in jail.
Where Puff was pulling his talent from. Puff was Dylon. I spit straight hot fire. Dude was going to court dates on the show. Court dates. Dylon.
He was.
But Wyclef say you either make the song or you're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make the song.
Listen, man. I mean, Puff was sitting there, man. Puff was sitting there and he was digging. And to Puff's credit, because a lot of people give Puff a bad name for, you know what I mean, destroying a lot of careers or messing up beats and just, you know, really, you know, the Don King of hip hop. advantage of people. But when you really think about it, man.
I like that. The Don King.
Yeah, very good analogy.
Only in America.
Very good.
Only in America, right? So, but he was digging into the hoods, man. He was digging into the hoods of hoods, picking cats out. You know what I mean? So,
hold on for a sec, John. What was you saying now? Ev, you was asking him something?
No. I was saying Puff is Joe Jackson. Puff is like, if Joe ain't beat the kids, you wouldn't have had the Jackson 5. If Puff ain't go out there, you wouldn't have Biggie. You wouldn't have had Jay-Z because he came off his. You would have had Mary. You would have had a whole bunch of. You can't front on Puff. You gotta give it to Puff. He Joe Jackson. That's all.
Listen, I want to tell you when I knew Puff was about some shit, man. I want to tell you right now because I'm a very visual person. I pick up on shit. When they did that One More Chance video, and Big is sitting on the side of the hot tub with just his feet in, and Puff in the hot tub with the broads. Nigga, you ain't singing. You know what I mean? That hot tub, get your ass out. Big should be in there, even if he got his t-shirt on. The hot tub, man.
So you saying Suge was right, huh? Suge was right, huh?
That's You
don't watch the executive in the videos dancing in your hot tub.
Right.
You left out.
Come on, man.
Scott, who you got for your last joint?
I struggle with this, Kill. I struggle with this. All your assignments, man. I struggle with them, man, because I want to give you, you know what I mean? So I was thinking about giving you a Lupe, you know what I mean? But I switched gears at the last minute during the conversation. I'm gonna give you a 2-for-1, man. I'm gonna go my first joint, Odyssey. I thought that kid was gonna blow, man. I thought Odyssey was gonna go. He's just incredibly creative from the production side and from the lyrical side. He just kind of just stayed under the radar. He never really, you know what I mean? Even though he's with the Mellow Music Group and all that, man, he just never really came to the forefront and realized his potential, in my opinion. And then the other one is Blue, man. That's that Blue and Exile joint, man. I thought, when I heard Blue, and I must have listened to that every day for about 2 or 3 months, man. I thought he was gonna go too, man. So for me, Odyssey and Blue for my last elections, even though it was 6, my bad, man. But I just had to give you.
No, it's all good. I figured Kass may have some last ones.
Yes.
The dude I got is funny. I said,
Joe Budden. That's your last one, Joe Budden.
Oh man. And you know what? Here's the ironic part. I just got Joe's new album, Rage in the Machine. With so see, you always got a Joe Budden. Joe Budden, nice man. You gonna stop acting like Joe can't rap? He may bore you. Yo, one time Evan's out here, we driving to Baltimore to do a video shoot. I'm like, yo, listen to this joint. He like, come on, Kill, come on, stop, man. So I know Joe doesn't excite you. Sorry, bro, but no, Joe Budden's not my last one. I was saying, like John said with PRT, another dude out of South Jersey, YZ. A lot of people remember him, but he had to join out Sons of the Father, had Thinking of a Master Plan, I'm in Control of
Acid Rain.
Yeah. You know, he had to join. I know he had to join The Ghetto's Been Good to Me.
Yeah, so far.
You know what I'm saying? That was dope. But then his main producer, and that was the other thing with PRT, Tony D, their main producer, died.
He passed away. He had a car accident.
Yeah.
In Ewing about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
that was a piece too. And I seen D Nice used to do these like little videos behind the scenes joints. And YZ said he went deaf. You know, like he's like deaf in one ear, something like that. You know, so you just talking about, you know, the way his hip hoppers were always around loud music, headphones, speakers. And so yeah, but that was my last joint. Real quick, if y'all got any others, we just gonna go down the list. Real quick. Rec, you got any more cats that made your list?
Let me go back to my little note here.
Just one. Everybody just one.
Yo, you know what, Rec? Nah, let Jace go first.
Jay. Yeah, Jay, go ahead, man. Knock it out.
I'm gonna just give you one. Thank you. You done?
Nah, Goody Mob.
Goody Mob. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Their first album was super dope. Their second album was okay, but I expected more. That's all I got. Y'all can have whatever y'all want.
Rec, who you got?
Damn, Jay, that was a good one, man. Man, you got me stuck now. I don't think I have any, man. I thought about it long and hard. I don't think I got any, man.
All right, Ed, what about you?
I got a couple. I got Lord Have Mercy. I got this cat y'all may or may not know, Planet Asia out of Cali.
Yeah.
And my last one is a ducky one, Boogie Monsters.
Oh, I can tell you what happened to those guys. They found Jesus. They found religion. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. That first album. Nah, that was it. They met in school, did the album. That was it. Found religion.
All right. John, you got any more real quick?
Man, I mean, I was just looking through my list, man, and I'm thinking Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I had to go back in the day, man. I had to go back in the day.
Andre Harrell.
I think Andre picked the right.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute, though. If you think about,
Scott, you got any more?
Actually, I do, man. Ev, I love that Planet Asia pick, man. Planet Asia is dope.
Rasco and Planet Asia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Crooked Eye with this one, man. That part of Slaughterhouse and everything. I mean, he's definitely one of them dudes, man. I thought he was gonna do more things, man. So I'll go Crooked Eye.
All right. The only other cats I had left, I had Craig G from the Juice Crew, man. Everything. That first album, I think, what was that called? The Kingpin. But he was doing house music. This is another example where I'm talking about the little gaps in hip hop where you start
hip house.
Yeah, that hip hop house. He was doing house music, and the second album wasn't that bad, but and then he became this freestyle dude, and Craig just never had that. I got Mars, the dude who set off Clones for the Roots joint.
Yeah.
I had him. I don't never know what happened to him. He kind of reminded me of Kid Hood. Came in, set the joint off, and then you don't ever hear from him again. And I got this crew, man. I know a lot of people gonna look at me funny. Yo, Ill and Out Scratch, man. Yo, when they put around my ring, man, that was my joint,
oh, weren't they the puppy dog rappers?
That's your last one. That's how you.
They were the 90s styles and
it was that was last, but yeah. Y'all can front up Ill Scratch.
No, they was tight. They was tight. I got you. They was tight.
What you say, Al?
I was the one in there. Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah. Supernatural was Supernatural got into a lot of community work, man. That took way more precedent than the music. Because my uncle's ex-girlfriend was a detective down in Harlem, and she would see him all the time. She would be like, "Yo, this dude would freestyle about her uniform." Dude was just he had no business on Ruckus as a whole. He could have easily done whatever he wanted to do. Ruckus didn't have enough backing to sustain that.
Yo, do y'all remember the tour, the hip hop tour every summer that came through? What was it called?
Fest.
Rock the Bell.
Yeah. Okay.
Super Lyrical hosted here when they came in 2008. That was the last time I saw a Tribe, when they were together, when they were touring, when they were doing for the movie. Super Lyrical held it down in between. That's freestyling.
It's freestyle.
But the funny thing is, about 3 of the people we've named, Craig G, Supernatural, and Mad Skills, they was all them freestyle dudes. And I've always wondered, to me, I've always likened them to Rucker Park plays, playground dudes. You nice on the park, but you can't make it in the league. You can't play in a structured environment. These freestyle dudes, they nice on the mic, on the stage, they can freestyle about everything, but when we put you in a structured environment, I don't know if those 3 can. And it's just hit me because we've named 3 of these dudes who at that time were the most everybody was talking about Craig G, Supernatural, and Mad Skills were the dopest freestyle dudes in the game. And all 3 of them made this list. So a little ironic. And real quick, last one, Ev, you're gonna look at me sideways again, but whatever. Moni Love. I thought Moni was gonna be doper than what she panned out to be, man.
Yeah.
That first album, it was kind of
Moni in the middle.
But I thought Moni was gonna be, because on Buddy, can't nobody front on Moni's verse on Buddy.
She killed that.
Oh no, she crushed that, yo.
She killed that. So I thought Moni was gonna be a little doper. But let's go through it real quick. DJ Rack, give them all your information, Twitter, where they can follow you. This dude just hit me last night with his new mixtape podcast. It's bonkers. He's playing joints I ain't heard in years. And if you playing shit I ain't heard in years, shit is good. So Rack, give them all where your stuff is.
Well, I go by DJ Rec 1. I'm a Fleet DJ. I can be found on the Fleet page. My Twitter is at DJ Rec 1. That's really all I carry. That's the main thing. If you want to reach me, at DJ Rec 1. on Twitter. Email is djrec1bookings@gmail.com. I'm in the military, so you never know, man. I may be in your town, man. I look forward to doing more of this. Kill, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, man. Give him the SoundCloud page.
The SoundCloud page. I had an issue with that, so it's SoundCloud JRec. What I'll do is I'll send a link out real quick, so that way everybody can get it. The podcast, man, I just started. Finally was able to get my turntables and everything back up and running. So for about the next 6 to 9 months, man, I'm gonna be hitting guys with just heat, man. Just whether it's old school, new school, everything hot but trap music.
Right.
Everything hot but trap music.
There you go. Ev,
I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you.
Oh no doubt, man. No doubt. Yo, Ev, I know you ain't on Twitter, but with the
on Twitter, man. I'll be on Twitter now.
Twitter's
you
fun.
know.
Yo, you know what? You was responding. That's my bad. Ev, what's your Twitter?
Mental 151 at Twitter.
All right, and give him because you know what I was banging the other day. I was banging the Ngazi Flux album. Give him the Bandcamp joint for that too.
Oh yeah, ngaziflux.bandcamp.com. That's the album I did maybe about 2-3 years ago now. And you can just search my name. Every song is composition work is up there too. So.
All right, no doubt. Jay, give him all your info, big.
Twitter JTyler0801. Instagram Jarek Tyler.
All right, John. Give him all your information.
Oh, you didn't forget me this time. That's why you smiling. Look at
I never forget.
Look at it. I'm on Facebook, John L. Smithson. I'm on Instagram at John, the letter L, the letter S, the letter I, letter V. Twitter at John L. SIV. And of course, I'm co-host of the Light Podcast. And that's, of course, www.thelightpodcast.com. It's Facebook, The Light Podcast. And of course, Twitter, The Light Podcast. So just get at us, you know what I mean? And we're going to see a couple of these familiar faces. Well, we already had Kill on. We're going to try to have a couple of you other guys on, just breaking down some albums with us as well.
All right, no doubt. Scott, give them all your information too.
All right, John already hit you with the IG and the Twitter and the Facebook for the podcast. You can catch me on Twitter at Light of Scott. Like John said, I mean, Kid, we always appreciate, man, when you bring us on the show. This is definitely something we enjoy doing with y'all, man. Connecting and building and everything like that. So anytime you need us, we there, man.
All right.
Anytime.
No doubt. I appreciate it. Yo, you already know.
Scott, give them the SoundCloud.
Oh, SoundCloud.com, The Light Podcast. Yeah, The Light Podcast everywhere. So.
Yeah, and please, everybody out there watching, check out their podcast. So that's how me and them connected through Twitter and listening to his podcast, them listening to mine. Like, yo, you all about the culture. We all need to be supporting each other, rocking with each other, you know, shouting each other out, helping each other. You already know this with me. Kill889 on Twitter. We'll make beats for food.com. I'm going to check y'all next week, y'all.
That's what's up.
All right, y'all.